You know, for the longest time, the deal between a company and its customers was pretty straightforward. The company did all the talking, and the customer was supposed to just listen. Well, that world, it's completely gone. Today, we're diving into the massive revolution that flipped that entire power dynamic on its head.
And really, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? This is the heart of the whole thing. The power has literally shifted from the boardroom to you, to me, to the individual. It's not about broadcasting a message anymore. It's about actually being part of a conversation.
So what on earth happened? How did we go from a world of passive consumers, just taking it all in, to one where we're all empowered co-creators? That's the big question we're unpacking. And it wasn't just one thing. It was a whole cascade of changes that totally remade the marketing landscape.
Okay, so to really get what's happening now, we've got to rewind a bit. Let's go back to the so-called golden age of advertising, when the rulebook was completely different.
I mean, really think about it. You had a few major TV networks, a handful of big national magazines. Companies basically had a captive audience. They controlled the entire narrative, crafting this perfect message and then just pushing it out to everyone. It was a monologue, plain and simple.
And this image, it perfectly shows that old model. You've got the marketer who creates a message and sends it in a straight line directly to the consumer. A clean, one-way path. All the information flowed from the top down. But yeah, this simple world, it was about to get completely shattered.
And the big bang that shattered it all? Well, no surprise here. It was the internet. It didn't just tweak marketing. It completely blew up the entire environment that marketing had to live in.
What's so wild about this slide is how it just perfectly visualizes the death of the mass audience. In 1980, you could reach 3/4 of the entire country with one TV show. Can you even imagine that today? Now, that attention is scattered into a million digital pieces. You can't just shout into the void anymore. You have to earn the right to be heard.
And this brings us to a brand new economic reality. We're not living in an information economy anymore. We are deep in an attention economy. Information is everywhere, it's cheap, but our attention, that is incredibly scarce. Our brains are just overwhelmed with choices, so we've become super selective. The real challenge isn't making more stuff, it's earning a tiny sliver of that precious, limited attention. It's become the most valuable currency a brand can have.
Okay, so if you can't just buy attention with a 30-second TV ad anymore, how in the world do you earn it? Well, the answer means we have to totally rethink what the word value even means.
See, back in the day, value was all about what a product did. It was functional. A car gets you from A to B. That's it. But now, value is something you create with the customer. It's about the experience, the community, the identity. A Harley-Davidson isn't just a motorcycle, it's your admission ticket into this massive global tribe.
And here's how you see this playing out every day. Nike isn't just selling you shoes, right? They're giving you free training apps to make you a better athlete. Brands are building online groups where fans can hang out and connect. They're creating value that goes way beyond the physical product, and by doing that, they earn our attention and our loyalty because they're being genuinely useful or entertaining.
And look, this whole new way of creating value, it could only happen because of an equally huge shift in how we all communicate. That one-way street we talked about, it's now this sprawling, interconnected highway system where everybody's got a megaphone.
Okay, so remember that first simple diagram, that straight line? Well, take a look at the reality now. It's not a line, it's a web. It's a complex network. You've got the marketer, consumers, influencers. They're all just nodes in this web, creating and sharing messages in every possible direction. The company is no longer the single source of truth, not even close.
You can really see this whole thing happening in 3 main stages. First, you had the simple broadcast. Then marketers got a little savvier, right? They started using influencers and celebrities to give their message some credibility. But the real game changer, the final step, is the network we live in today, where consumers themselves are the most powerful part of the entire communication channel.
All right, so what does all this boil down to for any business trying to make it today? Well, it means that old playbook is basically obsolete. You need a completely new strategy, one that's built for this networked, attention-scarce world.
I mean, the entire strategy has done a complete 180. The old goal was all about finding consumers and representing the company to them. The new goal is to be so interesting and valuable that customers find you, and then your job is to represent the customer inside the company. And the tools we have for this new playbook, they're just ridiculously powerful. Digital marketing has super low costs.
You have the flexibility to change things instantly, you can target hyper-specific groups of people, and, maybe the biggest deal of all, you have the power to measure the results of every single thing you do.
Now, this doesn't mean the physical world is dead. Not at all. The winning play today is what's called omni-channel. And what that really means is you treat every single touch point, your website, your app, your actual store, your social media, not as separate things, but as one single fluid conversation. It's about making it all feel like one seamless experience for the customer, no matter how they interact with you.
Let's make this real with an example. Check out Sprint, the telecom company. They wanted to figure out the true impact of their digital ads. So they didn't just track online sales, they also measured what effect those ads had on their physical retail stores.
So they bumped up their digital ad spending, and sure enough, they saw a 20% jump in online sales. Pretty good, right? Most companies would have stopped right there and called it a win.
But wait for it. Here's the real shocker. That same exact digital campaign drove a mind-blowing 32% increase in sales inside their physical brick-and-mortar stores. People saw the ads online and then walked into a store to buy.
And that right there is the power of omni-channel thinking in a nutshell. Your digital marketing isn't just in some little silo over here. It's the tide that lifts all the boats. It's the engine that drives interest across your entire business.
Look, if there's only one idea you remember from all of this, let it be this quote. The entire strategic philosophy has been turned inside out. The old way was, let's make some stuff and then use marketing to convince people to want it. The new way is, let's figure out what people actually want and then go make that for them.
So, to wrap this all up, here's a final question for you to think about. When you look at the brands you interact with every day, are they still just shouting at you from a stage? Or are they inviting you into a real conversation, listening to what you have to say, and creating value with you? The answer to that question tells you everything you need to know about who's going to survive in this new world.